Record.
Okay,
Okay.
perfect. I'm gonna read probably the prompt first so we can all know what we're talking about. But it says that some have argued that higher cigarette prices do not deter smoking. So while
Mhm.
there are many arguments that both are for and against this view, some find the following argument to be the most persuasive of all. And they say that the laws of supply and demand indicate that higher prices are ineffective in reducing smoking. So, in particular, higher cigarettes prices will reduce the demand for cigarettes, and this reduction in demand will push the equilibrium price back down to its original level. So, since the equilibrium price will remain unchanged, smokers will consume the same number of cigarettes. So then the question is if we agree or disagree. And personally, I think that for me, I think I disagree to this because I don't know. It appears that from what I'm reading, it's a bit of a misunderstanding of the laws of supply and demand. After I did some research earlier, and I think that the argument confuses demand with the quantity demand. I think that demand refers to the entire relationship between the price and the quantity of the consumers that are willing to buy the various prices. So despite the demand curve, kind of the quantity demand refers to the specific point on the curve, so determined by the current price. So when the cigarette prices rise, I think that the quantity demand decreases and not the entire demand curve will decrease. So I think that personally, when it comes to stuff that are very, how you say, addicting, it's difficult to make people stop fully just by increasing the prices.
Hmm.
Um, I think definitely can have an effect in some sort of sense, but it's difficult to make them stop fully because I feel like this is something that they will continue doing either way.
Hmm.
Um, and it has to be at least a very, very big increase in the price for people to consider to stop because they will find it very difficult. So, um,
Yeah, I
yeah,
did also did some research on and quick points into it.
yeah,
So I think from my research, first of all, I agree with you.
mm,
To some point, like the assumption is not right, completely.
yeah.
Even though the price in elastic to some reason between the cigarette price and the demand, but actually when I did my research, I found out like a 10% increase in cigarette prices typically reduces consumption by 2 to 6% in high income countries,
Oh,
and by
wow.
4 to 8% in low and middle income countries. But I mean, the
I
percentage
see.
is very low. You see what I'm saying? Like
Exactly.
10% increase, only 2 to 6 percent like decrease for the people who do the cigarettes in high income countries. So it
Hmm.
means it's some it's related, but it's not um a key kind of like drive or key fact. Just like you said, um, I mean, no matter what, like the people who have cigarettes, they will continue to do it. Only if it's crazy price, maybe 100 times.
Yeah, exactly. No, for sure. And I think when I was looking at it as well, there was like a real world evidence that I was looking into. Like you said, that the percentages, it's a perfect example what you said, because the studies they show that the rising cigarette prices does make people smoke less. But that might be because, as you said, it was, I don't know how much you said, 10%, the
Yeah,
stop.
a temporary increase, but
In,
only 2 to 6% decrease.
yeah, exactly. Right. So I think that, that probably because they count all ages and all types of people probably. So especially when the cigarette prices go up, maybe like the younger people or those with a little bit less of money, they might not stop fully, but they might buy less cigarettes, and
Hmm.
that would reduce the smoking overall, but it won't reduce everybody to stop smoking. I
Yeah.
think if the prices go up, people buy fewer cigarettes, but the demand itself doesn't really change.
Yeah.
Because
That's
people
true.
will continue to buy, but maybe they
Yeah.
are a little bit more careful with how many they smoke.
Yeah. Because smoking is like a addictive like a behavior.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, no, and then yeah, when cigarette cost more, people think twice about smoking and because it's expensive. So over time, maybe this pushes people to quit or cut down, but I think this is something that takes a long time. So it's a bit difficult to say, but um, I think rising cigarette prices works to lower smoking rates for sure, but even if the effect isn't huge for everyone, economic principles and the real world, like how you say, evidence shows that it can help. But I don't know if it really makes people quit fully.
Yeah, I find out like young people and low income groups are more sensitive to the price.
Right.
Yeah, because naturally they don't have like enough money to buy it. They need to balance their spending between lives, survival, and also cigarette spending. So to some extent, like if the price of cigarette increase, maybe youth smoking like participation decrease significantly. Not maybe actually. This is something I find like from my research. So some like youth smoking participation decrease significantly with price increase actually. So.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree completely. And that's a very good example as well in regards to show like the real world evidence as well. But I just did the last research I looked up before we called as well.
Mhm.
It was this inelastic demand that we probably will speak a little bit more in class about. But since this is basically what we just spoke about, that like cigarettes are when you cigarettes or whatever we have that is addictive, if it's cigarettes or if it's I don't know, drinking Coca-Cola to every dinner that you have or whatever it is like. But in this case, cigarettes, so many smokers will not immediately quit when prices go up. So even for addictive like products, people reduce consumption over time, as we spoke about. But here in this situation, there was more talk about that it's gonna make people quit. And as we just spoke about, like a heavy smoker might cut back from, I don't know, I think there's 20 cigarettes in a package. So 20 cigarettes a day to maybe 15 because they can't
Mhm.
afford that many. And as we spoke about, like young people or low income smokers might decide
Yes.
not to start smoking at all because it's too expensive. So I was looking more at people, like the effect that it would give to people that haven't maybe started yet, but that if the cost goes up, maybe new people that would have started or would have tried to, especially younger people that
Yep.
would have tried to start smoking, maybe in the long run, it's more effective because people won't try to buy it because it's something that is too expensive for them.
Yes.
So I think we agree pretty much on all the sides of this.
Yeah, totally agree. Yeah.
Mm.
Because because of like the smoking is addictive like behavior. So if we list another example with more like a like elastic like a scenario. For
Yeah,
example, maybe like eggs or milk. This is
exactly. Yeah.
importing like a source of protein, but you have substitute if the egg like a price like goes up, you will buy like less egg but more milk something. But like
Yeah.
it's protein is inelastic, so um, I just want to, say an example like to further prove like our statement. But
Mm.
yeah. I think overall, like we um like agree on like the higher cigarette price
Definitely.
buying effective is inconsistent with economic
Yeah,
principles and the evidence we find. Um, the price increases do reduce smoking by shifting the demand like downward. But I mean, mostly due to the addiction related elasticities. So, yeah,
amazing.
yeah, we disagree the claim the higher prices
Yes,
to
indeed,
deter
indeed.
smoking. Yeah. Okay, so that's
Perfect,
pretty
brother.
much all about it. I just finished recording.